Welcome. I am Reverend Montclair, and this is Monday Church with Reverend Montclair. Today is the February 10th, I think, and our spring is just edging closer and closer. Here, the days are sunny and bright, and I'm starting to feel that urge to start new things and have begun them, actually. So I hope that you are beginning something new in your life, allowing some intuitive, creative stirrings to move you in a new direction, to increase your wholeness. And one way to increase our wholeness is to really tune into our intuition. Our intuition, if you don't have contact with it, can really be a state of living in an unbalanced state, one focused more outside of ourselves about the expectations and opinions and the values of an external society more than our own internal values and our own heartfelt desires or directions that we would like to move our life in. So when we solicit the opinions from others in an excessive degree, all it means is that we don't trust ourselves and that we're not taking the time to go within, to understand what it is to have a core identity. So within our core identity, it is also where we can center in our hearts, and that is where we invite the all that is, the divine messages that can come from all directions and from all areas. So when I say messages, if you ask a question of the divine, of the universe, you may get an answer in an unexpected way or an unexpected form. Sometimes that message may come from a sign you happen to notice in passing. It may come from something that someone said to you in passing. It may come from a missent text message or an old voicemail that shows up. There are so many ways that we can receive messages from our intuition or even from, you may say, the divine. And in these ways, we are validated externally to internally sometimes, in that our questions have been answered, in that our desire for connection can be materialized if we allow it, if we see the signs from outside of ourselves, but also listen to how the world jostles our interior, how it attracts us in a certain way. You know, there can be certain things that we, for some reason, focus on when scanning the landscape or wherever it is we may be for just our general perusal, but there are things that we focus on. So it's like if you are flipping through a magazine, there are certain words that stand out. There are certain images that resonate with us. So when people are making a collage that could be a reflection of our innermost desires, it's those things that call our attention. And maybe they're nonsensical. It could be something from another country. It could be a place we've never been or an image of a type of person we've never met. You know, it doesn't matter. You know, that's following our intuition when we are attracted to those certain and even unusual things. And in making these collages, that's what you choose. It doesn't, it's like it chooses you. So choosing to allow the nonsensical, choosing to let ourselves be guided by our intuition is a way to open up our lives, open up our minds to the divine essence, because the divine has its own way of giving to us when we ask something of it. So if we're only asking for something superficial, like wealth instead of happiness, we may find that our world is not a happy place even when we get what we want. So think about the state of being you want to experience when you are setting those intentions for this new spring arriving. Choose the feelings, of self-acceptance, of abundance, of satisfaction, of joy, of freedom. If you choose those over a specific outcome, you may find that what is apparent or appears in your life, opportunities that appear in your life, give you those feelings, as opposed to thinking about a way to get those feelings through a tangible or physical thing in your life. Because that's not always the way. Advertising is in this country is very much used to manipulate people into thinking they will have the joy and the community and the friendship if they just buy this type of soda or that type of clothing or this type of vacation. But any of those things can be hollow without the right type of connections. So the type of connections that we seek to bring into our lives that would be fulfilling and deeply connecting begin within, where you have to connect with yourself, connect with your values, and to allow those to express themselves in your life. So forget about surveying everybody's opinion, um, and choose yourself and recognize that your values are what you need to focus on when setting your intentions. If your value is to spend more time with your family, then you're not going to want to choose a job that keeps you away from that family more than is reasonable, more than you have energy for. So choose wisely. They say, be careful what you wish for, because um, you got to go to the next layer. If you wish to be famous, well, what are you wishing for in that fame? Are you wishing for love and connection? Are you wishing for to feel validated? Are you wishing for a sense of competence? Are you wishing for wealth? Do all those things have underneath? And that may be a certain intimacy, a certain self-acceptance, and those things you don't need to be famous to acquire, because fame doesn't instantly translate into happiness. It doesn't instantly translate into good friends, and it doesn't instantly translate into having time to spend with those you love. So choose wisely, anticipate positive opportunities coming your way, be strong in who you are, and let go of who you are not. Because springtime is the time to begin again, is the time to let the old be in the past. And at this point of the year, in February, in many areas, it's still a time for deep inner reflection and processing and rest. So don't overwork. Don't be mad at yourself if you had set some New Year's resolutions and you didn't do them. It's not time yet. Springtime, make those resolutions again, and you may spend this month tweaking them and choosing what is the desired feeling, what is the desired value that is under the official goals that you had set or may set. What do you really need inside? Um, so happy winter to you still. February, we've had a lot of revelations in our society of how misguided and depraved many people are in the patriarchy. You might want to even call it the misogynist society, and we do not have to participate in that. We do not have to become victims to that. We need to stand strong in our own worth and in our individual heart-centered presence to be real, to be loving, to be kind, to be compassionate, and to be one with our souls and the divine purpose for our lives. Take a deep breath, let it out, because if you are feeling anxious or nervous or scared, it is the breath that can center you. Breathe in to the count of 4. Hold it for 2. Breathe out to the count of 6. Pause. Breathe in again to the count of 4. Hold it for 2. Breathe out to the count of 6. Be at peace within your own life. Let those that are doing evil to others own their own mistakes. And live in the consequences of their actions. Realize you are separate from that to the degree that you didn't cause it, you didn't choose it. Be grateful you're not them. Push the negativity a little further in the distance to be present. And being present is so important. Being whole is so important. Loving yourself is so important. Forgiving yourself for not being perfect, because we are not perfect human beings, is so important. Allowing the past that may have injured us to lay in the past is important, because we get to choose. We get to choose a new life for ourselves in this moment. We get to choose a new, abundant, and worthwhile future for ourselves, even if we couldn't visualize it till now. Breathe in and breathe out. Again, the Dine prayer, the Beauty Way prayer, I will leave with you. That's also the Navajo people. May you walk in beauty. And you may want to say, I walk in beauty, with beauty before you. I walk in beauty with beauty before me, getting beauty in front of me, with beauty behind. I walk in beauty, with beauty behind me, meaning there's beauty in our past, no matter what past we had. Acknowledge the beauty from our past. With beauty above, that is in our sense of the universe, the divine, even our ancestors. With beauty below, our earth, the connection to the earth, and to our sense of place or place in the world where we are, where we find ourselves. With beauty all around you, and you may say, with beauty all around me, may I walk, or I walk. So, till next time, I am Reverend Montclair. Much love to you all, much peace to your heart, and be real, be you, be free from others' projections on you. Be free from that self-judgment that you learned from your history. And be kind. Be kind to yourself and be kind to others. Because it seems to me those that are least accepting of themselves set out to dominate others, to be cruel and unkind. So maybe we all need to learn to be kind to ourselves a little bit more so that we can be kind to those around us. Peace to you, and I'll see you next time. Keep breathing and keep breathing out. Don't hold it in.